How to get an SBA EIDL loan alternative up to 10 million with this business questionnaire form that will get you a very highly personalized and customized email response on your best funding options. I'm going to be showing you that, walking you through the steps of helping you get the best funding option available for you so you can finally power your business forward, continuing to build it, grow it, expand it, and even get out of a tight pinch. So, like I just mentioned, I want to show you this questionnaire that plenty of people are filling out. You may be one of them. If you're here, you've probably been watching me for some time. Perhaps I filled it out or I've yet to get to it. But a lot of people ask me the questions of, how does this questionnaire form work? And it's self-explanatory, but I actually want to show you what I'm doing on my back end so you have a better idea of when this form gets, what happens is you fill out some funding details. It'll land in my email where then I will evaluate it, analyze it, and give you a proper response back on your best funding options outside of the EIDL, what's currently happening with that, all different types of business financing solutions, credit cards, building business credit, and a bit more. So let me jump onto the share screen here. But if you're watching me right now in the live, I would appreciate you if you chimed in with a hashtag live or a hashtag replay if you're watching this later. I'll keep this very short. I wanted to walk you through what you may be missing on, because a lot of business owners, they just simply fill out this form and they just forget about everything. Don't be that business owner who sees this form, fills it out, and then it completely goes AWOL, off the grid. I email you back, you never responded back to that email, which you don't really need to a lot of times, or I send you a quick text follow up, but you're very unresponsive. And I get you're busy as a business owner, but when you submit something like this is the questionnaire. And before I go through it in just a second, just know that when you come through myself, you're getting a highly personalized experience. So I take the time to actually care about you as a human. And then secondly is the business. In fact, a lot of the times you can speak to the people that I've already helped. I usually forget about it. And it's like, oh, we're here to talk about helping your business get funding. And we get talking a little bit about how you are and how you're doing, which is awesome. You don't want to be another number, do you, to another broker or to another brokerage or a marketplace, which a lot of you have gone through. You probably find the ads online, or you find a YouTube video or a blog post, or you've been referred, but you don't really get all the information. Maybe you're paying a lot more on interest, a higher rate. They gave you a faulty amount of funding, but they were just trying to make money for their company. They weren't actually holding a high enough of a standard, which I speak to many people upon. So with myself, who I've helped out a lot of businesses as well as running my own, getting funding for it, I know how difficult and extreme it can be going down that path when you're just getting started and you just need a little bit, or you're not newly established and you've been in business for some time. You're just trying to seek out and you're just trying to compare. But ultimately, what you don't want to do is just shop around for the lowest price in all cases. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But what a lot of business owners tend to do is they neglect some of the responses that I give them because that's all you qualify for. Or if this is the reality of it, they go, well, that's 20% interest, that's 25% interest. And that's not what this is about. What it is are you strategically using your funds, and are these funds going to help you produce a return on your investment? And if so, will it be in the short term and or in the long term? And so the benefit needs to exceed your repayment. And so I'm going to walk you through all of this when I find out what you submit in your questionnaire. I'm not a creditor. If I ask for credit, it's very safe and secure. I don't do anything wrong with it. So let me get into the share screen. This may already look familiar to you. You've possibly already filled it out, but it'll look something like this. You'll fill out this questionnaire to get a personalized and customized email response for your best funding option and options. Plus, you'll get a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to get you approved for funding much faster. And if you're watching this live, I didn't take a little bit of time to put it in the description. So once this gets fully uploaded onto YouTube, it'll be there. So your name, your email, phone number, and I would highly recommend you put your mobile number. I know we all have business numbers that are mobile business for our brick and mortar, etc., which is fine too. You maybe don't trust me, or you're just like, I don't want to get spammed. But for those of you who have been watching me for some time, and even if you're just getting started, just know I have your best interest at heart. I'm not going to use the number and just call you out of the blue or just continuously try to heckle you. I don't do anything like that. I don't even pressure you. I'll lead you to the water, and it's your decision at that point if you want to take action or not. And if you're just wasting time is another thing, and energy, especially that. And it's not stuff that I can get back easily. So if you're serious about it, fill it out. If you're not, you're just trying to just say, hey, whatever, then don't do it and don't waste my time, because I just took a little bit of time right now. I'm filling out these questionnaires. I'm catching up. I'm taking a good 10 minutes to produce this video, where those 10 minutes could be used to fill out in the duration of 2 people's questionnaires, 2 to 3. And I move through these very well, and they're highly personalized. And I'm going to show you how they look in a good manner. I can't really get into it all because it is also confidential with myself and the client, myself and you, but you'll get an idea of what I'm doing. So you fill this out, time in business. But before that, funding amount that you're requesting, time in business, years or months. Don't just put a name of your business or a number. Please specify with a Y, with an M, at least. I don't know. I may have to go look for your business and just to see how much time, but the energy and time it takes to do that. And even if it's not about it, I will still want to look and see what your business is about. I want to learn a little bit more, which is the cool part about it. And it gets me to understand better about what you're looking for. FICO credit score. This is the part where people don't always want to put it in, and I get it. I'm not a creditor. I don't use this information against you. This is just a questionnaire. It's not an application. This is before you go into an application, so at least you have an idea of what you will qualify for before you go, and you get a ballpark range, which is what a lot of people don't get enough of, and you should. And a lot of people didn't show me this in the beginning when I was in my own and trying to get funding and so forth. So do you have business credit established? Yes or no? Very simple. Please fill that in. Don't leave it blank. And it also shows me what other options could be available, because some financing solutions do require you to have business credit, and then to a certain degree, some don't. So lowest monthly revenue in your last 3 months, and then your average monthly revenue. Please be specific if possible. We do make usually a determination on your average percentage of how much you can get, but it can be a lot of the times your lowest monthly revenue for different services, especially if there are 2 big differences in this. There may be an average that's a lot higher and a lot lower of a lower month. And so we probably have to base it off the lowest month. But if it's quite even, we could possibly take your average monthly revenue. And then there's some other ways of calculating that I do on my end. Use of funds, drop down, all the way from purchasing an existing business down to other. So don't just, okay, purchasing existing, I don't want to take more time to fill out this form. Take the time to look through it. Expansion, okay, there's a big difference between that and COVID relief. If you just stated expansion, but your primary use of funds, and the only thing you need to use funding for is to purchase equipment, then you should have gone down here to click on purchase equipment. And it's a big difference, because if you're just saying purchasing equipment, for the most part, it's just that one thing or those couple of vans, whatever it is you need, and it's nothing more. But if you need it for expansion and you're like, I need it for purchasing equipment, then I need it for inventory, that is helpful to know. And that might be why you click this. And so existing bit, and I'll show you what to do more with this. Existing business loan advance, yes or no? Please say yes or no. It makes a huge difference if you can even get funding, if you have more positions. Business industry, helpful. Business name goes a long ways, because I take time to understand who you are, what your business is about, and what you exactly do. And it's very much a curiosity that I have. Any additional notes you'd like to share with myself? Example, exact use of funds, expectations like interest, etc. So this is your spot here. If you put expansion, don't just, I'm going to ask you that in the questionnaire. What exact expansion project or projects do you have? And it's better to just say here, hey, I want to purchase a cargo van, okay? And I also need funds for marketing and advertising. And if you can even get more specific, that'd be awesome. And inventory of about 50,000 will be going into that, with products A, B, and C, or just A. So that's what I would like you to do. That's what that part is there for. And then once you submit all of this, let me show you how it works. So it'll look like that again, more or less. You can see that. And if you forget, you can refer back to this video and to how it shows you what it's going to do there in the how it works section. So if I could go ahead and, please just give me a second. I'm just filling in some random stuff. It's not actually my information. See that at expansion. We'll leave that at no. X, Y, Z. And don't just skim through this and do it as quick as possible. Take some time. Once you click on the submit button, And then it'll bring you to this thank you page where then it'll say something like, "You're all set. We received your information. Your follow-up email is being emailed by myself, my name. Also, I'll highly likely be sending you another email in response to your details submitted. So please look in all folders for it if necessary. Spam, junk box, promotions tab, social main box, use the search feature, etc. Sometimes my emails land in spam at the beginning. And I may leave the subject line so you know what to look out for, but it sometimes changes. So, but in the meantime, and it's also specific to some individuals, but in the meantime, choose your preferred funding loan type below. And so right here is where you can already get started on the thank you page. So we have working capital cash advance, get a lump sum at once. 1099 gig worker self-employed funding if you're doing less than 5K per month at 3K. Startup loan, completely new business, zero revenue and zero time. Purchase an existing business credit line. A few more here and so forth. And then I may add another one here where it talks about if you're doing, a certain amount, there may be an unsecured term loan option. I believe I had it. I just put it down because I'm just moving a little bit of stuff around for maintenance. But you can check that out, and it'll be starting like that. You click this one, and then it can bring you to a page like this. You just make sure you go through it. You'll get a video from me there, and it'll depend on where you click on. And there are different qualifications for them. And then it may bring you to a video here where then you can watch, and then just a bit more information. You can go get started with the application and so forth. So those options are available for different financing solutions. And now let me come back to this, and I'm going to go into my next screen, and then we'll close out here. So these are the steps. You saw it already in the questionnaire landing page. So you're going to submit your funding details that are very safe and secure. And then what I'll do then is, I hope you can see that clearly. Now let me know in the comments. Evaluate your response, and I will also analyze it. And then step 3, and it could be under step 2, the same thing. Give you an email. You'll get an email response, a personalized and customized. And what this will do, it'll entail all of the details you need to know about what you will qualify for, what you will not. So you're not asking questions. And then what is the bonus tips, bonus material you're going to get out of this that you wouldn't get anywhere else? And you'll get a conclusion. At the very end of that email, you should refer to it to see what I would recommend you do so you don't get lost in all this. A lot of people ask me, what should I do? There's a lot of information on that email. So here's a bit of information. Here's kind of what I took and kind of what you'll see more or less on your form. But again, it's very personalized and customized to you. So all the options change, the numbers will change. You see it's different parts of it. So it could look like this more or less. So hi, and then I'll have your name. It's me. I'm putting this all together for you. So thanks for submitting your details if you submitted it for working capital, that's what it'll be on my website. And I'll let you know which one it is in case you just forgot or just want to make sure to take care of what type of business are you in? Real estate? Is it furniture store? Are you in dentistry? Are you a chiropractor? Are you a contractor in the construction industry? So it'll be customized for you, and all be dependent on what you're answering. I've carefully reviewed your information, and it all looks good. And it could go in two different directions at this point. I could say good, however, you don't qualify for this because you're not doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I'll put it in the beginning. And I'll also say, but I'll also still share with you your best funding option and options below so you know what to expect when you're ready. So that'll still all be there. Don't think if you didn't qualify, you won't see those options. You will. Just understand you have to take the time to read those emails. Think of it like a contract. You're going to buy a home. You're going to get a 30-year home fixed mortgage. I need to check the contract. I need to make sure I understand it. And we don't always look at it detail per detail on every single page because we just know where to sign as we're being walked through. And I get it. But this one, you should just be looking through it, taking the time. If I say this is the best option, this is where to go. And then I'll leave more of them. And then you can refer to the conclusion and say, hey, I would recommend you start with this. And then secondly, you have this 401k. Perhaps you have the home equity line of credit. It's a grant or this and that. But a lot of people They don't take the time. Take the time to read this email. It is for your own good. And you don't have to continuously be going to, I don't want to start saying names of those marketplaces because I don't really like them. They don't give you enough information, and they're not giving you the best solution and giving you the best honest response. Plus, they always look at you as a number. And it's like, well, I'm in this industry and then I'm doing this. And then it's like, well, I have this going on and I have family to take care of. They don't really care about all of that. I do. I take the time to acknowledge and really do care about it. And so when a lot of business owners don't take the time to do that, it can spiral in a lot of bad directions. You don't want to go down that path. So how are you doing? Like I'll say, hey, I'll leave you your best funding option and options below. But first, hey, how are you doing? And how's business going for you this year? Also, and then if you put something in the additional notes section, I'll acknowledge it and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. But if not, it's okay. I may leave it shorter. But if you specified you wanted funding for expansion, I'll ask you if you didn't put in the additional notes. Hey, are you using these funds for expansion? Oh, what exact expansion project, and in parentheses, yes, are you trying to take care of, or are you trying to accomplish? Are you looking to use these funds for, etc.? And if you're like in a different industry, perhaps it's real estate, I'll also ask you, are these funds going to be primarily used for this? If so, it can't be, or it can. So just expect that. And then underneath there, we could get started, or I'll tell you, hey, there might be another part where it says, so I'm going to show you the best solutions from a short-term loan or a cash advance to a longer term, something like this, to cash out refinances, equipment financing, personal loans, and more. So stick with me until the very end so you get everything, something like that, okay? And you may have already seen this in yours, you may have not. It's a little bit different for everybody. So I may have it underlined, and it's important you read this. Don't just look over it. You're going to keep bashing your head trying to figure this all out for yourself, and I don't want you to do that. I just got on a phone call. I took a little bit of time. A lady, she was fortunate enough to give me a phone call. In a way, I was very happy about it and receiving, because not a lot of people just take that time to do it the way that she had. So I'm very grateful of her, and I'm very fortunate on my end that she was able to do that. So I'm happy. And so we just discussed her options on funding, not specifically this, but I told her if she needs ever help, she can use this, and just showed her and told her, okay, these are the expectations for funding. So it may lead into an option like this, or let me open up my other email to show you what it could look like. I have another client with different details, but I don't want to show it all. Let me see if I can find it. If you're purchasing an existing business, it'll look different for you. Here, I won't say his name here. You might be watching right now. But it may look a little bit different. So here, I'm going to do this. Okay. So here, let me copy and paste it. So this option, it could be started with like that, or you could see something like this. It all shouldn't be underlined, by the way. Just copied and pasted it really quick. So how are you doing? So I'm going to show you. So if it doesn't show this, it could show something. So I'm going to show you this from this order. So I'm going to take that away. So it might look like this. So I'm going to show you the services in this order, from getting a lump sum of a short-term advanced loan to a long-term one, then to a line of credit, equipment financing, leasing to own, and more. So please stick with me until the very end, and it should be right here. I do that. So please stick with me until the very end. This is great stuff. Also, and then I may add a little points, whatever funds you're using it for. And then underneath that, and then it can go into a different look. See how you see that? So everyone has a different criteria. So if you qualified for a certain service, you'll see that one above all. And if you didn't qualify, I'll show you what it takes to get that. And so over here, I'll show you how this product works. And this is for one example. This is the merchant cash advance product, but there are plenty more. So if I scroll down, you might see the up to 25K, and I'll tell you something like skip if you don't need to go through the service because you qualified for the one right above. And then I may have some examples for you, some ballpark range numbers on the other side. Maybe not on this one all the time, but there's some information on what you need to qualify. And so what you need to have right there, I'll show you, and then I'll go into here what you shouldn't have issues with. what you need, what your expectations are for the payback, how much you can start off with, what you can end with. And then there are some ballpark numbers that you see right there. And I get you the links. Above all, you're going to see the links down below here, the application, and you're also going to get like a video that can also walk you through the program, the brokers, the lenders, and the expectations. So a lot of people can just get in here and get done. Like you don't have to get on another call after a week, after another week. God, we're visiting this 3 times a week, and it's like a month passes and you haven't done anything. You just were seeking information that I gave you all right here. But I get it. It's the old school thing, and we always want to get on a phone call with someone, and there's a time and a place for it. I'm not saying I don't get on a call. I'm just saying we have to be as efficient. And I have business owners right now who are getting over 500,000, a million in SBA 7A funding and unsecured term loans in cash advances. I'm not kidding you. And you think that they're always getting on phone calls with me? Sure, there's a time and a place for it. But they see all of this and they go, okay. So they go get started on the application, or they send me their bank statements first, and then they go start the app. Or they go through the app, they can upload it online where we see everything on our back end, or upload the application and then I collect the bank statements. I'll show you and I'll tell you how to do this. So you're not wasting, you're not sitting around like a duck waiting for a phone call all the time, because let's be honest, I get a lot of submissions every day. I get over hundreds upon hundreds. I'm not even joking you. If I showed you through my emails. So in a way, I can't be on a call with everybody every single second. Let me bring up the HP lighting. Sorry if it does that. Hopefully that's a little bit brighter. HP laptop. I don't know why it does this. But just know that I'm taking care of your file. When I get off this phone call, I'm going to go take a break. I don't know if I'm going to take might do 1 or 2 more. But tomorrow, I'm hoping to get done about 20 to 30 questionnaire forms submitted to me. And tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm working. And today I've been on my back just working. And so when these forms get submitted, just know it is very safe and secure. And like you're seeing on the share screen right now, we're at a point now where I showed you the qualifications, how this program works, where you can go get started with an application, how it's just digitally. That's what you need to do. If you're expecting a PDF format, there may be a lender or a program that expects you to go through it with a PDF and or the application, one or the other, or there's just one simply we just want you to fill out the application online, submit your bank statements there, and it's very safe and secure, and we get it on our back end. So I'll show you here. Here's a video review I did of the program, extra links if you want to see the total payback, the application process, and then we get into another funding. You're going to see it in bold. Self-employed, 1099 gig worker contractor funding, a new product that's been available, and here are the details that you need to know that are most up to date in today's market. And then the qualifications, the revenue, what you need on W-2, what you need to do. Here's probably another video. Business line of credit. Okay, skip this segment if you don't qualify for it. Or if you do, we won't see this. And there'll be a little bit more, and I'll probably give you an example range, but you'll get all the details right there. Look at all that. You get it all in one place. Option 2, I'll tell you probably to skip this. Perhaps I'll show you multiple unsecured line of credits and other options in one segment. So, hey, here's another option for a line of credit. And then there's a third one if it's secured back with collateral. But I'll tell you probably to skip it. This is the best one to go through and do it this way. And this is what it means when you have your details this way. And this is what's expected. Option 3 are lines of credits. What are our approvals? How do we look at it? What are the percentages, qualifications, applications, accounts receivable financing, and the list goes on. Look, I'm just going to quickly skim through it because there's more information in here that I don't want to give up too much. But you're going to see all that. And then down below, let's go all the way over here. There it is. So overall, conclusion is when we get to the very bottom. So once you've hit the very bottom of this questionnaire, and just keep in mind that even before this, you have a plethora of options, even if you qualify for them or not. But I'll show you at the end, what is it that you should do? And even along the way, you'll know, like, hey, this is the one to lead in with. Even if we spoke before, you'll know that. And so once you get to this conclusion phase, you'll see something from myself where I personally put all this together, just so you know. It's very customized for you, and it's going to help you in a long. It's not now. If you're just seeking information, it'll help you later on. I trust me on that. So overall, I would go with, and I'll tell you what option. It may not be this one. It may be a different one. And if your benefits of taking the funds will exceed your repayment, there's also maybe the 401k, IRA, home equity line of credit, and where should you go? That's all already been explained. The cash out refinance grants, but more importantly, all this. And in the meantime, you're getting all of it. You're getting maybe a real estate form, an employee retention credit, SBA EIDL latest information, the SBA Community Advantage, et cetera, et cetera. That's it for now. And I also tell you, I wouldn't submit applications to all places, especially to get offers from many, because the lenders can see that and they may not want to approve you and don't even want to work with you at all, or you'll get a reduction from what you actually can get. So that's how they see it. You're in their systems, their system. That is all for now. Let me know your thoughts, and if you have any questions, you need further help, please feel free to ask. You can respond back to this. You don't have to. You can get started right away. And P.S. I also offer bonuses and stuff like this. So there'll probably be a link here, maybe somewhere up above. But you'll see all these bonus tips in between that. Bonus is that I give for people who get funding through myself. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself on that, but I'll leave it there and you'll see everything that comes with it. Now, let me move this over and I'll conclude. So just to recap, you have a better idea of how these questionnaire forms work. There may be a little something that you want to ask about that maybe wasn't exactly covered, or maybe there was something that was missed. Usually I'm spot on and everything you need to know is in these questionnaire forms that are responding back to you. The only thing you have to ask yourself at the end of the day when you have all the information necessary, and again, and if there's something that I may have missed, sometimes the market changes, but I'm usually up to date on that, or there's a little bit something you want to know more specific to your specific circumstances, feel free to ask. Usually you have my text message. You can text message me. And if I haven't gone back to you, I will. I'm just so busy right now. I had a doctor's appointment at 11, trying to get caught up. But what happens is once you submit the questionnaire, usually I will respond back to you as soon as possible, hopefully between 1 to 2 days. If not, Fridays and Saturdays tend to be my catch-up days. Like today, I'm taking a little bit of time to do this. I could have already been done with about 5 to 10 questionnaires. But I do truly care, and be patient with me, because Fridays and Saturdays are my catch-up days, and I try to get some in between that time, especially a huge priority. So I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I do care. And so once you do, I do respond back to you. If it's your mobile, hopefully, then I can go ahead and get you a response back, and I'll say, hey, it's this person, so you know who it is. I submitted an email response back to the questionnaire you submitted. Please look for the subject line with, and then these details and what I put in there. And don't just disregard it. I have business owners every day. You're busy. I'm busy. But don't make an excuse. I see it every day. And I spoke to a few bit of lenders today, and I spoke to a few bit of in the credit repair, who are like the gigantic people in there, and I help with that as well. But they're telling me, like, yeah, I get it. Business owners, they don't even look at a text. They miss a phone call because they maybe don't know who it's coming from. And so just expect that you'll get a text message, preferably your mobile, and you'll get a response. Like, here, let me find one right now that I did. This is more for the offers. Red, if you're in here watching, I will respond back to your questionnaire. I believe I still have to submit it, or I have already gone through it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm filling out a lot of questionnaires, and I'm going to try to text as many people as possible today. If not, come on Monday, because tomorrow's Saturday. So over here, here's one. I'm sure he's busy. I won't say your name. Maybe you'll watch this later, but he's a dentist and he just needs my help. And so I already filled out his questionnaire, and I really wanted to just get an idea what he was using these funds for. And I said it in the questionnaire. If you can respond back to that, perfect. And if he's ready to see, he doesn't even have to respond back. In a lot of cases, you can just go and get started. Send me a quick text message, and we can get on a call if necessary. But a lot of this can just be done really quick. Hi there, name. It's my name, the business loan broker. How are you? How are you doing? How are things going for you today? And I truly care when I ask that. I'm not just saying it. You submitted your details for, and then I'll put expansion, real estate, COVID relief, payroll, etc. funding on my website. Just reiterate, in parentheses, it's Viral Funding Solutions. And I just wanted to let you know I replied back to that email. Please look for the subject line with, and then I put what you should be looking out for. It could be like your 1 million, your 2 million expansion, your 2 million COVID relief funding submission follow-up, and then it could be your name at the end from my email. And then I'll put my email, michael@viralfundingsolutions.com, and or perhaps maybe it's another, but usually it's that one right now. And reply back if possible. Please look in all folders if necessary. Spam, in parentheses, I put spam, promotions tab, social tab, junk box, main tab, especially if you're on Gmail. Okay. Usually it lands in the spam folder at first. You can also use in the search feature to look for it. What I left in the email are your best option and options, how it works, and everything you need to move forward. Unlike you'll get anywhere else, this isn't an automated response, by the way. Feel free to reply back here as possible. You have my number, you have my contact. Hi, Michael. I'm using funding for, boom, easier to send me than that instead of an email. Boom, Michael, hi, thanks, I'll look it over. That helps when you give me feedback, or you can respond back to the email, and it'll be very quickly, or you can go start the application and I'll notice it in our system. And then you can get started right then and there. So it's that quick. You can get started on your application right away. You got to see that in the questionnaire. So let me go to the comments. Hi, Frederick. How are you doing? You're interested in getting Word doc? Good content. Appreciate you. What do you mean by that? Are you saying you want... Yeah, please be a little bit more specific. Good to hear. And it is Friday, so that's a good thing. But all of this can be found down below in the description, so make sure you guys check it out. The questionnaire will be there for you if you haven't submitted it, or you maybe made an error that you need to resubmit. But I would say get it taken care of the first time. It really does help. I'm not going to be sending that out. That was just an example. Let me put this back 1 second. But you'll see it when I submit your questionnaire. So I don't send that out as a copy. That's not what I'm doing. But you'll see a lot of what I just showed you on that Google Doc as a part of your email response. So you'll get that, and it'll be very personalized and customized. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. And again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to voice it in the comments. If you have not submitted that questionnaire form and you need help for any type of financing, please fill that questionnaire form. Frederick, I'm going to have the form filled out, put in the description. Right now you can't see it because I just quickly came on with StreamYard. Usually I'll put it in the description. But again, this is kind of one of those spontaneous ones. So check the description in time. You can refer back to it. I'm going to go take a break. I might just finish my submissions for the day and then do as many as I can tomorrow. But that would be the fastest way to get a hold of me, and you're going to be taken care of very well. Like I just finished doing a whole bunch of my questionnaire forms. I'll finish up on a few who are doing 100K plus per month. Those of you who are doing 20K startups, you get grants, you get all these options available. And not only do you get grants, you get to go through and see, they need this amount of revenue with this amount of time in business with this FICO. Well, is there another service with this private lender or non-private lender? There is, but I don't qualify. This is why. Or I did qualify. But I'm going to have to be paying more towards the interest on this. And my funds are not for a bigger project. So it would make sense to do 10 months as opposed to 15 months. And I understand why I'm getting what I'm getting, or I need to submit information to him, myself, in this format. This is what I'm, and so forth. So I know a lot of people are looking for an SBA EIDL loan alternative. So that's why I wanted to make mention of it, and that these don't exactly work the same way, just so you know. So don't be expecting the similar 30-year or a home mortgage. Like I said the other day, they're not exactly that. You're using this strategically to grow and expand your business. And if not, you're trying to use it for operational expenses and you're just trying to stay up afloat, COVID relief, that's fine too. And maybe a line of credit would work, or on top of something else, or a lump sum as well would be the solution. That can work too for COVID relief. You just have to understand cash flow and what you're trying to bridge, and is it sufficient enough? We never give you an offer that you can't handle. We understand that. 50% of the funds usually can be used for debt, and the rest should be used for growth and expansion. You're trying to pay off consolidated loans. We can talk about that at another time, but that'll conclude everything from myself. Go ahead and get started with that questionnaire if you haven't. And if you are currently waiting, please be patient. I have a lot of submissions. And so I'm going to get as many as I can, 20 to 30 if so possible tomorrow. And then I'm going to crank out as many on Monday. Boom, boom, boom. And just keep going down that route, hopefully, and getting caught up. Keep looking out for the content. Keep, doing your thing. I know you're busy as a business owner, and I appreciate you as always for tuning in. I greatly do. And if you got value out of this, please give it a like and share it with others so you feel will get value out of it. It can be a complete stranger, a friend, and or a family member, but at the end of the day, you were able to help them out in their education as well as getting business funding. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. That is it for now. Take care and have a great weekend.